morning, everybody. Welcome back. Happy Friday. I'm glad to see it. You're listening to Mike and Mike, filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, and we're really thankful to be here. Mike, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing awesome, man. I wake up every day. I pay taxes. I have overinflated hydro bills. My neighbor's kids are annoying. I've got snow and traffic and car payments, insurance. It's just amazing. How are you doing?
Well, my horoscope said that if you happen to be a talk radio host every Friday, that things are going to go well for you, so I've got high hopes.
Yeah, see, my horoscope, basically, it just had two brackets, and inside it said censored. So who knows what the heck's going to happen to me today? Something's going to happen. I'm going to
something dirty.
Well, who knows? I mean, for all I know, with my luck, I'm probably going to, start crossing a street and get hit by a submarine. Just bump. You ever get that happen to you?
No, but we actually have them in Edmonton at the big mall there.
Submarines?
So, yeah, we got submarines. They're not commissioned anymore, but we got them. So
we used to play submarines as kids, where you bob your brother's head underwater and you see how long he could last.
Sounds like a lot of fun. So let's get right into it. Mike had, so we were talking before the show, and Mike's had a bug in his shorts lately over people in the supplement industry making claims and ripping people off. And if you're going to go about supplementing, there's a way that you have to do it. There's certain things that you have to use. There's cofactors. It's kind of a big deal, and I'm so mad at Google. They lied to me so many times, And I mean, if you're one of those people that just goes searching around on the internet and you're looking for different health advice when it comes to supplementation, 98% of the time you're going to be left with bad information that isn't going to help. You're going to spend a lot of money. You're not going to get any good effects. And you're going to be left with a bad taste in your mouth towards supplementation. And I totally get it, because when I go to the store and I look at the labels on most of them, I think to myself, this isn't going to do nothing. And then I speak to people that work at some of the health food stores. We were talking about selenium, me and this one lady, and she goes, well, I eat walnuts every day, so I'm getting my selenium. So there's a lot of bad information, but Mike, you wanted to get into a couple things specifically, and I'm going to open the floor to you. Go ahead.
Okay, well, yeah, so on the topic of the kind of deceptive marketing, so a lot of vitamin products have restrictions on them in Canada and the United States and a few countries. It's restricting as to what they can say on a label. Now, that's not fraud in its own right. That's nothing to do with the supplement industry itself. But what the supplement industry does is they take advantage of what little space they can use on their supplements to say things like, this will reverse whatever, like toenail fungus, or
studies have shown.
Yeah, or studies have shown that this is great for this, or that is great for that, or vitamin C, can do this. Now, the problem with that is, like you said, cofactors. They're not discussing cofactors. A lot of vitamin products, like the reason why Beyond Tangy Tangerine is 180,000 different things all thrown in one, is because all of those supplements need to work together. They need to work in synergy. And a lot of people are taking one supplement because they read on the label, this can help reduce prostate cancer or benign prostate hyperplasia and all that stuff. We were discussing saw palmetto, for example, and I know that that's an herbal remedy, but, it's in the same classification. So a lot of people are taking one or two or three supplements and not realizing that you need all 90, 90 according to, a lot of people. Myself, I say take 90 and take more, because there's a few other add-ons that I like as well.
Yeah, the 90 is just kind of a good base. Like that's where it starts, and
exactly.
Just using that principle, I've seen great results and quickly too. But go on, Mike.
Yeah, but taking 3, you're not going to see any results. And
No.
especially when you're not changing your diet, when you're still eating gluten, for example, automatically doesn't matter what supplement company's product you're taking, it goes out the window.
We're at the back door, so to speak.
Yeah. Flush it down the toilet, exactly. So that's one thing that really irks me is the fact that, you've got a lot of bodybuilding supplements that they'll say, this will increase your energy levels and blah, 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 blah. But they're not mentioning that in order for that product to work, you have to take B vitamins. For example, another thing that really bugs me about the little bit of deception is the fact that they never discuss absorption. Okay, for example, they'll market a hard tablet. Like, for example, we can talk about let's talk about calcium. We'll talk about calcium or glucosamine or something. Bone building supplements, we'll say. They will market a hard tablet which is compressed with fillers and all kinds of other things. And on top of that, usually it has a coating on it that makes it easier for you to swallow. A lot of the times it's a shellac coating. It's almost like a cheap paint. And so they'll market the tablets, then the gel-filled capsules, and the liquid supplements and the powdered supplements, they'll market them all the exact same, without mentioning the different absorptions. So, for example, hard tablets, you could assume that if you were to take hard calcium tablets or hard glucosamine tablets, for example, you could assume that 80% of it is not going to get digested. When you swallow that tablet, it is extremely difficult for your body to break it down. It's going to start throwing acids at it. It's going to start throwing all kinds of things at it. And a lot of the times, the tablet comes out through the back door kind of like a firm but kind of mushy, pill. It almost comes out the way you swallowed it.
It's not being utilized.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the worst kind of absorption that you can get is hard tablets. Okay? The second worst absorption that you can get is powder-filled gel caps. Now, the powder-filled gel caps are generally basically hard tablets that have been pulverized or thrown in a industrial coffee grinder, and then they fill up gel capsules. And the gel capsules are generally made out of either vegetable gelatins or sometimes animal gelatins, depending. For any people who are sensitive about religious purposes, maybe kosher/halal issues, or if they're trying to become what are those people there?
Vegans?
Those weirdos. Yeah, vegans. If you're trying to be a vegan and asking for illnesses, you might want to call up the company of the product that you buy and ask them where they get their gelatin from. But yeah, so gel capsules, basically what happens is you swallow the gel cap, and gelatin essentially is a incomplete protein, we can call it. So your body will digest the gel cap as if it's an incomplete protein, and then the powder will go into your digestive system. And it's easier for you to uptake the powders in your intestines because it's already pulverized, whereas the original hard tablets, they get into your intestines barely even broken down, so you just poop them out. The next form of absorption is powders in containers that you mix with water. Now, there's a few different kinds. You can get they call it micronized or like fine powders, but basically it's the same as whatever's in the capsules. It's essentially the same powder that they put in the gel caps, but in basically a bulk container, and you mix it with water. And that's a pretty good absorption method in a lot of cases, but depending on the product. I mean, I've even heard Dr. Glidden talking about the OsteoFX powder having issues with absorption. You remember that?
I used the OsteoFX powder, and I had issues with absorption with it. But to tell you the honest truth, even the OsteoFX liquid, and it wasn't the product, it was me, but it took me like a good year before I could actually utilize it because when I first started using it, my digestion system was in such bad shape that it went through me like a rocket sled. And incidentally, we got Cleta in Omaha, Nebraska. Wants to talk about food allergies. Stay on the line, Cleta. We're going to get to you. But No, I had a hard time absorbing the powdered OsteoFX after I had gotten to the point where I could use the liquid stuff. But even that, over time, I still have some of that powdered stuff, and I can use it now. So it's just, you've got to have a really good digestive system in order to use it. I've found, we had people that were contacting Dr. Glidden and showing signs of calcium deficiency after they switched to the powder. So that's why we recommend the Healthy Start Pack Liquid 2.0. But I digress. Keep going there, Mike.
It's not much of a digression. I mean, it actually fits in exactly with what I'm talking about. So, I mean, that actually, helps further proving that digestion could be and absorption could be very difficult. The idea of supplementing is we want to get maximum absorption in our current state. We do want to rebuild ourselves, of course, but we want to try and make use as much as we can of those supplements today. So if the absorption method doesn't work for somebody with a messed up digestive system, I understand it's not the supplement company's fault if they screwed up their own digestive system. But, the objective when we're buying supplements is that we want it to work. Well, we want it to at least start to work as soon as possible. So the powdered supplements, I've had issues with certain ones. Now, I'm not talking about all powdered supplements. I mean, if you were to buy powdered supplements, you have to understand that certain products are bound with other products. So, for example, calcium. So you have calcium bound to chloride. So you have, carbonate. Sorry, you have calcium carbonate. You have calcium citrate. You have calcium, all kinds of different forms of calciums, and what they're bound to is to facilitate absorption. But the thing is, what happens is when you swallow that, let's say calcium carbonate, well, how much calcium are you getting and how much carbonate are you getting?
Well, and the only proof that you have of that is whether it's working or not. And I've got another question. Do vegans allow for stem cell transplants? Interesting thought. I hear the music. We're going to be back after this. Mike and Mike filling in for Doc.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Nussbaum with the Anthem Foundation. Premature birth is the leading cause of death of babies and disabilities for children. That's why we support the March of Dimes to help mothers have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment and outreach to help moms during their pregnancy and give every baby a healthy start in life. Learn how you can help at marchofdimes.org.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Mineral Doctor. You've heard me talk about 90 for Life for years. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 fatty acids. You may not know this, that I've actually designed Arthrodex for animals. That's right. Your pets need 90 for Life too. Get this essential pet product by calling 877-279-9422. That's 877-279-9422. Again, 877-279-9422.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your Youngevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Welcome back. We're live on the Dr. Glidden Show. For the break, we were talking about absorption issues, false claims. There's been a number of essential oil companies that have been busted down for making false claims in their advertising and in their packaging. But at the same time as, supplement companies are making false claims in some cases about the effectiveness of their product, and longevity is not one of them. Let me just say that right off the bat. Longevity works. Fox News is reporting that using chemo to treat multiple sclerosis is showing remarkable promise. Well, believing promises, where's that gotten us? Every election year we get an overabundance of promises that, never come to fruition, but they sound great and they make you feel good at the time, which is the purpose of a promise. But, we were talking before, they're using chemotherapy as an off-label prescription for just about everything these days, and there's massive financial incentives both to the doctors and the companies that produce the chemotherapy drugs. And, they're saying if you've got multiple sclerosis, it's because your immune system is attacking the myelin sheath around your nervous system and your brain. And what we need to do is use chemo to destroy your immune system and then build it back up with stem cells. Well, that doesn't even make sense. We're going to get rid of your body's natural defenses against disease in order to beat disease. Doesn't work. And my guess is that people that have, MS or cancer, they probably had a destroyed immune system to begin with.
Yeah, well, it's like their concept of atrial fibrillation, right? Where they'll stop your heart, they'll barbecue your heart and stop it, and then they'll try and shock it back into working, and they'll say, this will make your heart go back in a rhythm, which it doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Let's go over to Cleta in Omaha, Nebraska. How you doing, Cleta?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm super wonderful. I couldn't get any better. It'd be illegal if I was any happier. So what's on your mind today, Cleta?
Well, first of all, I must say that you sound just like Dr. Glidden. You guys sound like brothers.
You know what? We had him up here a while back, and I actually kind of look like him, too.
Oh,
I'm just way better looking. That's all.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I look better than both of them.
You look like a bowl of Gorilla cookies.
Oh, my.
But what's important here is what Cleta wants to talk about. So what's going on in your life, Cleta?
Okay, I have 3 concerns. The first one is thrush. Can thrush be affiliated with candida? Because my tongue is just full of white stuff on my tongue, and I'm just concerned about that.
Yeah, all right. So, if I was dealing with a problem with candida and you've got it in your mouth, what I would do if I was in your shoes is I would get a good colloidal silver and I would rinse with it. I would leave it in your mouth for quite a while. At the same time, I was cut back on sugar in your diet, and I would also get a healthy blood sugar pack from Youngevity because sugar is going to feed that candida. Now, you could also get some oil of oregano, put a drop of it underneath your tongue, leave it in your mouth for 1 minute, and don't swallow it right away because it's going to be nasty. But there are natural antibiotics that you can use to knock out candida. I know people that have had great success with colloidal silver, and incidentally, there are 200 micrograms of silver in the plant-derived minerals, so you could rinse with that as well. And there are other natural antibiotics in some of those minerals as well. So, Mike, what do you got to add to the conversation here for Cleta?
You tackled pretty much everything. Cut out your sugars. And, here's the thing, though. If you're having candida in your mouth, chances are you're having it in other parts of your body as well. So you would definitely want to cut out the sugar and increase your protein as well. The only other thing
protein stimulates the immune system. Absolutely. Go on.
The only other thing I could think of is probably like neem oil, NEEM. You can look into that at your health food store. That's also good for fungus and candida. Another thing you can do is hearing the music.
Yeah, we hear the music. That means that we're out of time for this segment. Cleta, stay right where you are. We're going to talk to you after this hard break. Cassie in Illinois, Mitch in Charlotte, North Carolina. Stick around. We'll be back after this hard break. And before the break, we were talking to Cleta in Omaha, Nebraska. And Cleta, listen, if you, I don't know how you heard about the show or if you're already involved with Youngevity, if you need help getting your hands on these products, if you don't have anybody, you can get a hold of me. I don't know if you have a pen or not, but my email address is mikephilip@gmail.com. Mike, F-I-L-I-P, philiphealth@gmail.com. And that goes for anybody else listening. Get a hold of me after the show over the weekend. And I am a pretty hands-on guy. I love helping people out. And, man, I've got so many stories of beautiful people that were failed by the current medical model that stepped outside of it and got their health back through nutrition. It's that simple. And Mike mentioned protein before the break. Everybody listening, you should be eating so much protein that you're almost tired of it. I'm talking eggs, steak, just about any form of protein that you can get in. It's going to spike your immune system, all right? You need protein. You need it. End of story.
Okay.
All right, Cleta, so you got my email address. If you need some help after the show, just shoot me an email, and chances are I'll just give you a phone call. We can deal with whatever you need. So,
okay. I have two more, which is the food allergies. Is there anything is it possible to even get rid of food allergies?
Yeah, it is possible. I mean, it depends on the situation, but a lot of times food sensitivities are due to a compromised gut. And, Hippocrates said 2,000 years ago, all healing begins in the gut. And if you've been eating food your whole life that's destroying your small intestine, you're going to have a hard time with certain foods, and not to mention the fact that you're going to have a lack of absorption, which is going to increase the effectiveness of any nutritional program that you put yourself on or is recommended to you. And so you've got to drop gluten from your diet. Now, I used to be lactose intolerant, and I'm not anymore. I used to have allergies to several different things where, I would get sick or I would get breakouts on my skin. I stopped eating foods that were destroying my small intestine. I started using a massive amount of supplements, and my gut healed itself. And now I'm able to eat a lot of foods that I wasn't able to before. So I don't know exactly what you're allergic to. You obviously do, because you've been living in that body of yours for several years. And it's just a matter of healing the gut, really.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Do you still eat gluten?
It's the bone-to-bone. I'm sorry. Am I still eating gluten? No. I've been gluten-free for a year now. So no.
Good girl.
Mm-hmm. Have you looked into products like aloe vera and glutamine in order to heal the intestines?
No. No,
okay.
I haven't.
So I'd suggest you look into aloe vera and glutamine supplementation, and also I would suggest that you get on a good whey protein powder to supplement, because the whey protein will actually help to rebuild your intestines itself. The reason why I choose whey over any kind of vegetable protein is, first of all, whey is super, super concentrated, and it's usually free of contaminants, and it's very easy for your body to digest. So you definitely want to look into that.
Okay, can I get that with the longevity, or do I get that at a...
Yeah, there's a product called Mackie Plus, and that's great for rebuilding your intestinal tract, for sure.
Oh, okay, Mackie Plus. Okay, and then the last one is the bone-to-bone. I've been diagnosed with that since 1998, and I went from my hip to my shoulder now, and it's really painful.
Oh, yeah, okay, so... Yeah, so you've got all kinds of things going on. You've got massive nutritional deficiencies, and I would add to what I told you before about the blood sugar pack, I would also add to that the glucogel capsules to rebuild connective tissue, as well as selenium. Very important, selenium and glucosamine in the glucogel caps, and how you use those is 1 per 10 pounds of body weight. And Cleta, I can't tell you how many people I've seen get over joint pain. And incidentally, that's why I got into longevity in the first place. Remember, we were talking at the beginning of the show about, using different supplements and not getting any effect. Well, I was one of those people. And when I found the Dr. Glidden show 6 years ago and started listening, let's put it this way. It took us about 6 months after intensely following the protocols that he suggests and recommends, and it was about 6 months, and we were able to completely rebuild all the joints of somebody that I love. So I have no doubt that it would be any different for you. Are we talking osteoarthritis or rheumatoid? Rheumatoid. So you're going to need something to knock out the microbes that are feeding on the bits of bone and joint in the joints, because that's going to cause inflammation as well. And for that, we recommend the Killer Biotic FX. All right, so Cleta, we're going to move on because we got a couple of calls that have been waiting for a long time here. If you need additional help, just remember that email address, MikePhillipHealth@gmail.com. You can drop me a line after the show, and I can get a little bit more in depth with you. All right, Cleta?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you have a great day, and we're going to flip over to Cassie in Illinois. Cassie, are you there?
Yes. This is my third day.
Hey, Cassie, what's going on?
I finally got through. This is my third day calling, and I finally got through, so I'm happy. I got 2 quick questions.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay.
Great.
My first question is, I've been on longevity for the longest. It helped heal my thyroid. I had a hypothyroid issue. Of course, medical doctors wanted to put me on a pill that I was going to be on for the rest of my life. And we found Dr. Glidden probably about 4 or 5 years ago. We got on an intense longevity, supplementation, and it completely healed itself.
Nice.
So, yeah, and I went gluten-free, cut out all of the 10 bad foods at that time. Now he added 2, and it completely healed itself. And then I took a break from doing the longevity, in and out of gluten, and it came right back, especially during my pregnancy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I cut out gluten again. I'm getting right back on my longevity. Actually, I'm on the longevity supplements now. So my biggest question is, I'm breastfeeding now. Is it okay to take those supplements while breastfeeding?
Yes, no problems whatsoever. The only things that I've ever heard Dr. Glidden recommend that breastfeeding women avoid would be the Killer Biotic FX, and that's not because we've ever heard of anybody having a problem with it, but that's what's recommended. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you had a baby, you need to supplement more than the average individual, not only for your own sake, for the baby's as well. And I want to say good on you for not using some pharmaceutical-made formula because, no, that baby needs that breast milk. That's what you are made to do. So good on you there, Mom. And, you're not going to have any problem supplementing while you're breastfeeding whatsoever.
Okay, because I wanted to make sure it didn't take away my breast milk or just no ill effects on my daughter. So I just
no, absolutely not. It's going to make everything better.
Okay, great. Now, my second quick question is, it's not that quick, but my grandmother, she died of Alzheimer's. Yeah. My aunt recently passed away of Alzheimer's as well. I have another aunt with Alzheimer's. What I want is some type of regimen to get my mother on because I refuse to lose her to Alzheimer's.
Yeah, well,
so I wanted to know what longevity stuff, what food she needs to be eating, all of that.
Okay, so in the case of Alzheimer's, with longevity, I would go with a Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. If it were my mom, I would go with the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, and I would actually double up or even possibly triple on the EFA Plus. Not only that, but a high-fat, high-cholesterol diet. Your brain is made of fat and cholesterol. Lots of eggs with salt and butter. Lard in the cooking, very important. Now, Alzheimer's it's a tough one. It really is. And, for years, people have attributed it to aluminum in our diet, but that has been proven to be false. And I believe that Alzheimer's is a direct result of years of false information regarding cholesterol. Mike, what do you got to add?
Yep.
Sorry, what do I have to add? So in the late 60s, 1970s, that's actually when Alzheimer's came about. Depending on the story that you listen to, either the medical world... Whoa.
Sorry, I'm a teacher.
That's okay. Recess.
So either A, the medical world accidentally created 25 million bottles of the wrong combination, and when tested out, they said, hey, this lowers cholesterol in rats. Or the other story is they wanted to promote things like Crisco and the cholesterol-lowering drugs that they had created, whether by accident or on purpose. They needed a way to promote those. So they created the low cholesterol thing, and that's actually when Alzheimer's started. I mean, you said, sorry, did you say your grandmother died of Alzheimer's?
Yeah, my grandmother, and then I had two aunts that had it. One just recently passed away. So it was concerning me. I didn't hear that it was like a genetic thing. So I was just making sure it was something that I can get my mother on to prevent this.
Yeah, it's self-created. It's self-created.
I thought so.
About 99.99999% of illnesses, you create them yourself with the help of your medical doctor. The only thing that's genetic is what you were born with. So your eye color, your hair color, things like that. But even those can be slightly modified, because when you start looking into it, there's something called epigenetics. And so essentially Alzheimer's is created by the medical doctors. Now, when you said your grandmother, the only reason why that piqued my interest is because the word Alzheimer's wasn't around a long time ago. So, and the only way that you can diagnose somebody with Alzheimer's legitimately is if you cut open their head. If you have to cut open their head and you have to physically examine their brain. So I always
you got to get a sample of gray matter.
Yeah, well, my grandmother, she died. It was like 1990, so it was.
Okay. So it was
not that long ago. I mean, long ago, but in reference to, when it was all created,
Yeah, I was in grade 1 probably back then or something.
Yeah. Me too.
Another thing that I would like to point out is that a deficiency in B vitamins can produce symptoms that are mimic Alzheimer's. They call it sundowner syndrome.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, too, you'll hear Dr. Glidden talk about the, what's the name of that? There's a longevity B vitamin complex. And
are you saying B as in boy? B as in boy?
Vitamin B, yeah. B vitamins will, a lot of times, and that's the only way that you're going to know for sure is if you get somebody on a large amount of B vitamins and the symptoms go away right away. So, there's a little bit of experimentation there. I hear the music. That means we're going into a break. Cassie, stick around. We'll talk to you on the other side. Mitch in Charlotte. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the show, final segment, and we've been talking about a number of things here. Cassie in Illinois, we got on the line, and we were talking about a longevity supplement that's loaded with B vitamins, and Mike texted me over the break. It is actually called D-Stress. So if, let's say you can't get your hands on the D-Stress right away, and you want to start tomorrow, get yourself a capsulized form of a B vitamin supplement. I heavily recommend the D-Stress, though, because it is a longevity product, and they have high quality standards.
It's called B-Stress?
Not, they work.
What is it called again? B-Stress?
D-Stress. Like D as in David.
Okay. D-Stress. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Good luck with your health and your mom's health, and thanks for calling the show, Cassie. We're going to go over to Mitch in Charlotte, North Carolina, in the time we have left. How you doing, Mitch?
Good. Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. What's up?
Okay, a couple of quick things. I've started the longevity products here recently. For some time, I've been having a lot of back pain, neck pain. I do heavy lifting type of work. They did an MRI, and they said there's a big cyst growing in my spine. They want to cut it out, and I told them no. And I wanted to see what would cause something like that to grow, and what your input might be.
Well, listen, if it was something like that, I mean, when I first hear back pain extending to the neck, things like that, I mean, there could be a number of things, but if you've actually found out that you have a cyst on your spine, I would go with as high amount of antioxidants, number one, as I could. The Beyond Tangy Tangerine tablets have got 160,000 ORAC points. Also, the selenium, I would be using 1 bottle of selenium. How much do you weigh, Mitch?
About 170. I'm about 5'5".
Yeah, so I'd go with 3 bottles of selenium. And the Cell Shield RTQ would be another way to go. The Z Radical would be another way to go. They've got it in powdered form now that you can just add with your Beyond Tangy Tangerine and just give it some time. I mean, I've known women that had cysts and, problems with them. I mean, it's different, but it's the same essentially. And I've seen those things go away. So, if I was you, I wouldn't let them go messing around removing stuff around your spine either. That's scary stuff.
Yeah.
And coffee, Mike. Coffee. Cleanses liver.
Coffee, there you go.
Coffee enemas.
Coffee enemas, okay.
You might want to look into coffee enemas because having cysts is a detoxing problem. Basically, the way a cyst forms is your body's trying to get rid of some nasty stuff, and it can't figure out a way to get rid of it. Either you have lymphatic vessels that are clogged up or you have problems with your liver, anything like that. So that's actually what happens is it forms a bubble or a pocket in your body trying to get rid of the stuff, and it says, okay, well, we're just going to stuff it all there. So you might want to look into coffee enemas and really clean out your liver because 99% chance you have a lot of liver issues.
Okay. All right, I've got you on all those items. And one other quick question is, we wanted to find out about, we've heard about the oils and how bad they are. Is it coconut oil to use topically? Is it equally as bad to use it topically because you absorb it?
No,
I wouldn't think so. No.
Yeah, you could use it even for oil pulling. Like I do oil pulling in my mouth, so I basically swish around coconut oil every day in my mouth for 25 minutes and then spit it out. It's actually a detoxing method. What do you use the coconut oil for your hair or for skin?
Skin.
Yeah, try almond oil too. Almond oil is really cheap. You can get it at a grocery store for super cheap. It's really good for skin too. So who's having the skin problems?
Yeah, what's going on with your skin, Mitch?
Wife, she's been having a lot of hormonal acne and these type of situations, and we've spent thousands of dollars on acne treatments of various types.
Yeah, okay. So, no, I don't think coconut oil is going to hurt her skin, but, she needs to fix her digestive system, which is going to stimulate the immune system. If you got skin problems, you got to start on the inside, not the outside. So I wouldn't even bother with anything topically. This is Mike and Mike. I hear the music. You can get me over the weekend, Mike at MikePhillipHealth@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll be back on Friday.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Hi, this is Walt Augustinowitz. I'm the founder and CEO of ID Stronghold. By now you've heard our commercials about wallets that protect you from electronic pickpocketing. 10 years ago, I created a way to protect my own cards from prying eyes after government officials started talking about issuing a national ID card with a built-in radio chip called RFID. I felt having to broadcast my personal information was an invasion of privacy. Soon after, it was also announced that credit cards, debit cards, U.S. passports, hotel room keys, and even transit passes would all soon incorporate RFID. It was then I formed ID Stronghold to share my inventions in blocking RFID signals with the world. There are a lot of misconceptions out there today about RFID. I encourage everyone to get informed and get protected. Please go to idstronghold.com and get the facts and the wallets, sleeves, or badge holders you need to protect your personal financial data. You'll be pleasantly surprised that through our direct sales model, you won't pay more than other comparable unprotected wallets. It is as though the protection is free. Visit idstronghold.com today.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pileski of the Pileski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Removing bad taste and odor from your drinking water is easy. Removing the bad stuff you don't taste is what ProPure does best. Water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure countertop, inline, gravity, and household water filtration products. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's PROPURUSA.com. Or call 800-544-3533.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with Reputation Defender, a service from Reputation.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with Reputation Defender. Call 800-831-0771 now. That's 800-831-0771 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with Reputation Defender. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-831-0771 to learn more. That's 800-831-0771. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.